Welcome to the first tutorial of Pixel Composer. Pixel Composer is a node-based visual effect editor for pixel art. In this first tutorial, we will go through the basics of user interface and some image editing. So this program is separated into different panels. We have the menu panels, the preview panels, the graph panel, the inspector, the animation, and the collection. The first thing you might want to do is import an image. And to do that, you can just drag the image from your Windows Explorer into the program. Here we have the full pixel art asset from Dante Pixel. Once you do that, it will create a new node inside the graph panel. As you can see here, there are this junction. A junction on the left will be an input junction, and junction on the right will be the output junction. And this green icon means that we are inspecting this node. This means this inspecting area is correlated to the information of this node. Now when you double click on a node, it will send the node image into the preview. And it will have this eye icon, this orange eye icon appear, mean that we are previewing this node. And to control the graph panel, you can click and hold middle mouse button to pan around. You can use mouse wheel to zoom in and out. And you can do the same thing in the preview panel as well. Now to create a new node, you can right click in an empty space and this new node panel will appear. Or you can drag the junction to an empty area and then release your mouse. The same screen will appear as well. Here there are different categories of the node you can choose. Or you can simply type down what you want. Here we will search for the transform node. And because we drag out this junction, when you click on create new node, it will connect it to a new one automatically. Now as you can see, we are inspecting this new node. But we are still previewing this original node. So when you change the values here, the preview screen will not update. So let's double click on this. Now you can see the change. Each of these properties can also be shown visible. And this visibility means that when you click on it, the value will appear at a junction in the graph panel, allowing you to connect it to other values. Next thing we can do is animation. By clicking on the clock icon, you are converting to an animation node. It should appear down here in the animation panels. On the animation panel, you can click and drag the top area to change the current time, or you can also click and drag on this summary bar down here as well. If you click and drag in this area, you're gonna create a selection. At the end of the timeline is this icon to adjust animation length. You can simply click and drag to set the length that you want. Now we go to the last frame, and then we change the position. As you can see here, we have created 2 new keyframes so that when you play the animation by pressing spacebar or click on play, the animation will play. Pretty simple. Now the next thing we can do is we can add easing function. First, let's click on the show graph icon to see how the values change over time. And as you can see here, the interpolation here is linear. But if you want it to be more smooth, so let's add more keyframe to make it clearer. If you want this transition to be more smooth, you can double click on the keyframe and drag your mouse away. This will create a smoother transition. The next thing is collection. A collection is a way for you to save group of nodes to use in different projects. We have a lot of default collection that you can choose. For example, let's get the LCD effect. As you can see here, the node have different colors. And this color and this icon indicate that this is actually a node groups. By double clicking on this node, you can see what's inside of this group. Now, there are some nodes with different colors. This node is the group input, and each of these nodes will represent the junction in the parent node outside. Input, scale, pixel density. As you can see, input, scale, pixel density. And you can also change the name of any node by clicking on that node and then click on the name. And you can change it to whatever you want. All of these values are being sent into the output node, which is also a group output that can only be accessed when you are opening the group in the add node menu. And that output node also corresponds to this output junction. Now we can drag our image into this input and we can adjust these values. Now, because when you double click on this node, it will go inside the node instead of showing it in preview. To preview this node, you have to right-click on it and click Send to Preview. This will simply set the preview node to this group. Now you want to export your image. If you only want to save a single image, then the easiest way to do it is to just sending it to preview screen, right-click, and then save current preview as. Then you can select where to save it. Or if you want to save animation, then you have to send the output node into a node called export. And here, it will ask you where you want to save it. Right now, just set it to PNG for now. By clicking on the export node, there's an option for you to set what type of image you want to export to. You can click on animate GIF. Then you can click on this execute node icon, which will play the animation and save it. Now you can go to the part that you saved to, and you can get your animation. Also, the speed of your animation is connected to the speed of your current preview, which can be set using the animation setting down here. If you're making it slower, then your animation is going to be slower. And that's the end of the first tutorial. In the next tutorial, we will go to batch editing and learn how to edit multiple images and export multiple images all at once. Thanks for watching.